We are back. Sorry about that. Little internet hiccup. That makes sense. That makes sense. Carter at 3. Okay. So Carter, Hunter, Ward, best QB, best two position players. So now it's a matter. So see, I'm even more convinced now. This is brilliant by the Browns. I'm even more convinced. This was fucking brilliant by what the Browns just did. The Browns got now. They're gonna get Shador. They got another draft pick. This is. I don't want to give them too much credit. So now, obviously, again, this means, so far, I've been correct. The teams are off, but I've been correct. Trying to make sure I got this. Okay. The Browns just, as if the Browns draft Shador, which the Browns could totally fuck this up, by the way. Let's be clear. It's Cleveland. They could totally fuck this up. If the Browns draft Shador, they win the draft. Just unapologetically, they are going to win the draft if they draft Shador Sanders. I'm trying to set something up real quick, guys. Sorry, we got fucked up by the internet. So Carter 3rd, Shador 2. Everything tracks so far. Okay. Oh man. So Carter at 3 makes sense. Okay. Here we go. Now we're fully back and operational. Uh so if we're keeping track of points, by the way, which we are currently, where's my pen? So we got so far. I got 2 because I got Cam. We both got a point for Cam. We both got a point for Travis. If there's trades, but we still nail the pick, I'm counting that. Or should that be half a point? Let's fuck it. Let's do half a point. So 1.5 points. We both got Cam, Travis. I got Carter, so I'm at 2.5. And we'll see now at 4. This is where we're going to obviously start to differentiate because this is where Tony and I's picks start to differentiate. So we got to see how this is going to turn out. Shador got that fancy room to himself. So wild. Multi-stream. Stream chat. Oh, yeah, there you go. So I'm going to throw this in here. So right now we're at, Tony is at 1.5. And 2.5. So I'm just updating them here in the chat. That way I keep track of what's going on. So to get, again, the Browns, I can't state this enough. Because now if you're the Patriots, where do you go? Because the Patriots, it was going to, I still think the Patriots go Will Campbell. Obviously, Tony had Carter here. That's not going to hit. But if the Patriots, you got to go left tackle, right? Because you're not going to draft a quarterback, so Shador slipping doesn't matter to you. Top two guys still went. I don't think you're going to double down on your defense right now because you feel like there's got to be such an emphasis in the building on can we get help for Mac? Or if you're the Patriots, do you make the second big-time trade? Because supposedly, leading up to all this, the other big name, Travis, that's actually a little more out of left field that Travis got traded for. We expected Travis to go too, but the Jaguars trading up is a little more out of left field. The other guy who's been picking up all the momentum as far as who should we trade for is Ashton Jeanty. And so if you're a team that is worried that the Raiders, who have been linked to him, really it's primarily just the Raiders. The Jaguars were supposedly linked to him, and they were like, hey, we love all the talk the last 2 weeks actually was about the Jaguars love Ashton. They want to go after him. And now they just went and got Travis. If you're the Patriots, do you try to make a trade with a team like the Bears? And it's like the Bears have been supposedly linked to Ashton, and that would complete their offense. Do you try to get an additional – the Browns getting an additional first-round pick to move up 3 spots inside the top 10, I don't think we're acknowledging how crazy that is. Like, I don't think we're acknowledging how impactful that is. Like that's crazy to me. You get 3 picks for a first-round guy? Wow. Sorry, I need to put this back out because we hit a little snag, so I got to resend everything out. So, let's go. Where's our channel? There it is. All right, let's share this. So if I'm Vrabel, again, you gotta go. You can't go defense again. Here we go. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. That's a good pick. Will, by the way, when you are, it's one thing, and this is where measurables get fucked up, and Will Campbell probably suffered from actual measurable takes the most. I know Shador is probably going to be the biggest drop of the draft, and a lot of that is some bullshit that's more personal. But the idea that Will Campbell was suddenly going to be a bad player because he doesn't have the ideal arm length that you want is insane to me. When you've been the premier tackle, and I know Ohio State, the tackle, Smith, that people are like, oh, well, he would have been the top tackle if he didn't get hurt. And maybe that's true. Will Campbell's one of the best left tackles in college football. Whether you have long arms or not, what's that matter once you've proven you can produce? It's one thing if you are struggling and there's a clear struggle and there's issues there, but the reality of, hey, if you've produced, I don't care if your arms are short. If you've produced, I don't care if you're not the exact perfect height-weight combination. Look at the best players in the NFL. Who is, quote-unquote, the perfect build on top of being, like, the perfect player? Like, You know, Marvin Harrison Jr. was the perfect built wide receiver last year, and he struggled. Part of that is obviously due to being a rookie. I still think he's gonna be really good, but he was supposed to just come in, take over the league. He is the he looks like the prototypical receiver. If you needed a perfect receiver body, he's it. And so Campbell to New England, I think this is a great pick. You got to protect Drake May. Checking on the Patriots hat. So, and Patriots fans, again, Drake can play so clearly that you just have to allow, you have to make sure he's got a chance. That's all. You just got to make sure he's got a chance. See, and now we're at the Browns, and I don't want to, I keep going to this, but this is the first major trade. The Browns should go get Shedeur Sanders. Like, your team is not terrible. You still have Myles Garrett. You still got Denzel Ward. You've still got Njoku. You've still got some talent, both offensive line, defensive line. Like, this was a team, primarily the same team 2 years ago with an almost 40-year-old. I know I keep saying this and it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse, but it's true. Almost two years ago with a almost 40-year-old Joe Flacco made the playoffs. Like, you have one clear, horrible franchise-altering decision, which you will now be able to move past if you get Shedeur Sanders, who, again, was my QB1 coming into this draft anyway. Yes, in Cleveland is going to be a little bit different, but he was playing in Colorado. It's not like he was playing in some, super sunny, always great weather. Like, so let's do it. Cleveland, be smart. The pick is in. Cleveland, be smart. I know that is not something you're used to doing, but Cleveland, be smart. Let's see. Pick is in. Pick is in. They gotta do this, right? They're interviewing Will right now. Man, he sounds kind of like a robot. I'm not even trying to be mean, but like, he sounds kind of like a robot. He sounded a little robotic, but it's fine. He's an offensive lineman. You don't need them to be like super characters, nothing like that. All right. Cleveland, are you going to do it? Is Cleveland going to be smart? Come on, Cleveland. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Come on. I don't get it. Why would you you're not like a bad defense. That's not why you're bad. I get, like, I'm glad I get the point, but what the fuck? Like, what are they doing? What is the point of this? Cleveland fans, tell me. What are we doing? I'm not even a Cleveland fan, and I'm pissed off for you guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. So Cleveland is going to do what? Like, what are we doing here? Like, him and Myles Garrett, you're not even scary around you? Like, defense wasn't your problem. Tony's texting me saying, fuck my life, because they're going to be running after Lamar. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. That's so frustrating. That was literally supposed to be, like... man. Oh, my gosh. It's insane. It's insane. You had it. You had it. Like, you had the guy. I don't get it. Like, and I'm not even trying to be mean to Mason Graham. Like, Mason Graham is probably going to be a great player. Mason Graham is a great prospect. He's one of those, like, again, those feels like can't miss guys or can't bust guys. But, like, how do you not take Shedeur that, like, you had it, bro? You had it. You had him. Like, what are we doing? And the Raiders picked. The Raiders are probably going to go get Genty, and that's fine. I get it. Man, this don't make no sense. Okay. Like, what do the Raiders do now? Now, they got Geno. This would be fucked up. If they still draft Shedeur, even though they just got Geno, that's fucked. That's going to be wild. I'm going to update the picks after this Raiders pick. I'll update the points. Wow. That's my thing. Like, why don't the Raiders consider offensive tackle? Because I get it, Genty, and you want the run game, but like the Raiders' O-line is not that crazy, and so unless you just think Genty's just O-line resistant, or like it doesn't matter who's blocking for him, which maybe you do feel that good about him, fine. But I would take Membu. Like, again, I picked Genty here because everything's felt like, oh, that's who they're getting. All right, yep, and that's... Yep. Yeah. Again, I get it. This guy's he's amazing. He's great. So like, I get it, but man, let me scroll this down a little bit. Again, like, Jets already on pick us in. We're flying here. This has to be Tyler Warren, right? Like, the Jets have to pick Tyler. let me see where we at. Let me put the updated score in the chat. Oh man. So we got for Tony 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's at 4 points. And I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 6. I have nailed all 6. Oh no, but you were doing half point. Nah, fuck, we're not doing half points. We taking all our points. We taking all our points. Man, this man is screaming. This man is screaming. So mine is a little delayed. Where I'm watching, I'm a little delayed from when the actual pick show up here on the monitor. So I'm trying to react to the actual, I'm watching it, but the picks are obviously showing up a little beforehand. That's crazy. Now, again, Ginty is probably going to be, like, this is going to be a headache. Like, this is going to be a headache for everybody in the AFC West. Calling him Emmitt Smith. I used to think Emmitt Smith was way crazier because he was the NFL's all-time rushing leader by the time I could, like, watch sports. And so, but in reality, Emmitt was just, he played a really long time. He was great for about a 5 to 6 year stretch, and then was just really good the other 10 years, and he played forever. Like, you'll never see another running back play as long as Emmitt did. Like, that's just... So Genty's gonna be a nightmare. I get that. Again, I'm not as high on Geno as everybody else is. I respect Geno. He's a good quarterback. I'm not as high on him as a lot of people. But there's like... See, the Marshawn comparison is the one I get. Running first round pick since 2018. Leighton Vander Esch. Okay. They all celebrate, and that's dope. Man, look, so 6 picks in. I got 6 for 6. Team's obviously traded. I don't understand what the Browns are doing anymore. Although they got a second round pick back, too. No, the Jags got a second round pick back. Unless the Browns... If the Browns' plan is to trade back in for Jackson Dart at the end of the first round, maybe this makes sense. But even then, I'm like, I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like the right... Maybe I'm hating. Maybe I'm hating. I don't think I am, but maybe I'm hating. Again, I understand the idea behind Ashton Ginty. I do. The AFC West is going to be hell. The AFC West is going to be by far the best coach division in terms of resume. Andy, Harbaugh, Sean Payton, and Jim, and Pete Carroll. Then at quarterback, fine, Bo Nix is the worst quarterback to most people. Cool. Geno, if Bo is the worst quarterback in the NFC West, it is the best worst quarterback in any division. Like, just flat out. He just had 3,500 yards, just set records for yards, touchdowns, was way better than people wanted to give him credit for last year. Like, there's a lot. Man. Where's pick 20? Because now what's going to be interesting, and we're really going to have, like, so we've already had our first big trade, and that's dope. When we're actually going to have, like, our first real, or a second draft shakeup is who falls. Because so far, Shador's technically falling, being the second quarterback, but it's been so reported on, and his fall and slip and possibly going to, I think right now a lot of people have him going 21 to the Steelers, myself included. I'm not saying this is a big fall yet. So we haven't had the first guy who's like drastically started to fall based on where he was supposed to be picked. We'll see. Obviously that'll change here pretty shortly. The Jets are about to pick. If the Jets don't take Tyler Warren, don't be shocked if someone tries to trade up for him. Let's see. They're about to pick. Again, I'm trying to go off the actual watching, not just off what the screen says pick is in. All right, let's see. Jets. Okay, so I like this pick a lot. By the way, this is a smart pick. Get your offensive lineman. I'm wrong, and Tony got this one. I didn't. I'm wrong here because I thought they're going to take Tyler Warren. This now opens the door because I don't know. A lot of people have the Bears. If the Jets didn't take Tyler Warren, I don't think the Bears are going to invest any more in their offense. They've already invested offensive line. And if they do, I think there's a really good chance we get an overdraft. It's slight, but an overdraft of the Texas tackle, Kelvin Banks. I think the Bears are a lot more dead set on offensive line than people want to give him credit for. Tony had him taking Campbell. That's not going to happen. I had him taking Membu. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen because the Jets just took him. But I think the Bears are really set on taking more offensive linemen. Holy shit, Carolina's pick is already in. That means I think the Panthers take 10. He's a big-time receiver. I'm not buying any of the bullshit they were trying to feed us before he was coming out. Like, he is just, oh, man. Oh, man. This is why the NFL draft is fun. You don't want to be the team that's picking this high because it means you had 3 months of a horrible season, or 4 months, however you want to base it. But, man, it's so fun. When your team gets, like, these high draft picks, like, this is fun. This is why the NFL is just, it's incredible, man. So, I like Membu. This also, a very valid point to the whole copying what Detroit did. Aaron Glenn is obviously the other Detroit coach. Ben Johnson went to Chicago. Aaron Glenn was their defensive coordinator. The Lions' best player is their right tackle. And Penei Sewell was their first pick when the Dan Campbell era started. So, when that happened, I think there's a lot of, hey, let's do the same thing here. Everyone thinks Detroit's doing the same thing, because Chicago's going offensive line. Aaron Glenn was in Detroit. They drafted Penei Sewell. So, drafting a right tackle, they showing Jets fans acting an ass throughout the years. But yeah, so I like the Membu pick. Again, I kind of bought into a lot of the reports that they fell in love with Tyler Warren. I don't think the Bears love Tyler Warren. Again, I think the Bears are going to go O-line, which means if the Bears don't take him, I don't think the Panthers will. I could see, by the way, I was probably tweaking on Jalen Walker. I started seeing a bunch of mocks where he was slipping, so my bad, Jalen. I could easily see if Jalen Walker doesn't go here, which I think there's a good chance they do pick defense. I would continue to support Bryce. So I would still take Tet. And then if the Saints take Jackson again, I'm hoping a lot for my own personal team right now, by the way. If they were to draft, if the Broncos were to get Tyler Warren, or if Tyler Warren just drops enough where a team like Miami potentially, because the 49ers aren't going to draft him, the Cowboys I highly doubt draft him, and the Dolphins, if Denver were to trade up and you get Tyler Warren, Evan Ingram, I'm just saying, don't let my man get Tyler, bro. Look. I'm excited, man. This is why the NFL draft is it's so fun. Drafts are great. I think Tony and I are still doing a draft recap. Obviously, I haven't been live early in the mornings this week. A lot of this has been to set up for today. We will have a draft recap episode, at least for the first round, tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. 4:30 to 6 on this YouTube channel, HardFoul Radio. Appreciate you guys, as always, for anybody that listens. We did recently hit 1,000 subscribers. Appreciate everybody for that. Don't forget, you can go check us out. TikTok, Twitter. I don't have premium yet, so I can't stream on Twitter. But we stream on Twitch. We stream on YouTube. Group chat drops every Sunday, A&M. This week is dropping on Saturday, and that was because normally Matt and I record during this time, but it's the NFL draft. So, and 90 Feet as well, which drops on Friday. It drops Thursday, I'm sorry. I got to figure out, I got a video coming out this week where I'll have the schedule a little more panned out for you guys. But yeah, man, there's a lot going on, a lot to be happy about. I'm rooting for a Tyler Warren fall. Like, that's just my own personal interest. Very team-based, very team-biased. And again, he is the first guy who legitimately, because he was linked in so many reports to the Jets, this is the first guy who has potentially fallen. Not saying it's a huge fall. Obviously, if he still goes in the top 10, okay, it's not going to be not going to be a big difference to get a top 10 tight end. You're a top 10 tight end. But Tyler would be a hell of a get if he were to fall. And really, if Denver gets either tight end, I'm happy. If Denver gets either tight end, or if Tet were to also be the other guy that falls, I'm happy. So let me be very clear. It's not just Tyler Warren or bust for Denver, which is fantastic to say because Denver's been in a horrible position the last decade with drafts. So let's see. Are the Panthers going defense, or are they supporting Bryce? Yep. Okay. There you go. That's another point for me. This makes sense. Support Bryce. Support Bryce, man. I love this pick for Carolina. Not just because it's what I predicted, but it's why I predicted it. Bryce probably saved his career just in terms of how fast quarterbacks are in and out of the league now. With how he performed the last half of last year. You've got Canales, who I really like as a coach. Offensive guy. Get yourself a true number one wide receiver. Continue on the track that you're going. I understand, not just Tony, but a lot of other people had a Jalen Walker or a defensive guy here. But continue to support Bryce. Give him offensive help. He needs it. I like this pick a lot. I like Tet a lot. Again, this still keeps now. I don't want to move on from Tet too quickly. But now we're going to find out. Again, everybody can say what they want prior to the draft. Everybody can be like, oh, well, this player's fallen, this player's fallen. Oh, we lost stock in this guy. When it's actually your turn on the clock, and if you are the New Orleans Saints, which here it's 9, and this is one of the first teams, the pick just got in, but they went down to 2 minutes. That means when it was actually time to make a decision, Shedeur Sanders is there. You're also not as bad as the Browns situation, but you don't have a good quarterback situation. You got Derek Carr, who is just not the guy. Just the reality is he's just not the guy. If you have the chance to get the guy, and I think Shedeur can be the guy, do you pass that up? That's what's going to be huge. They're worried about him getting open. That's so weird to me. So, again, Saints are about to be up. This is going to be a pivotal pick. Who did I have the Saints taking? I had the Saints. Oh, I had the Saints taking Jackson. That's the other part of this, is if you feel like quarterback is the position that you want, do you actually like Jackson Dart or Shedeur Sanders? And again, are you going to allow another team the chance to potentially screw you over and go, oh, you didn't take them. Well, we'll take them, and we're only 5-6 picks behind you. No, ESPN, you're lying. I predicted that motherfucking pick, saying that shit ain't been forecasted anywhere. My non-draft analysis ass had it. Now what? Oh, man. I love this pick for Carolina. Again, you got to support Bryce. You got to make sure he's doing well. Tet's going to go crazy. Let's see. The Saints, this pick's going to be huge. Longest drought since drafting a first-round QB. 93, 89, 71. Damn, they drafted... Let's see. Are the Saints going to do it? Wow. 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 This isn't even a bad pick, but wow. Man, okay. And I don't want to keep doing this. This is a good pick because it's a good player, and they needed help because they've had multiple guys retire. But again, when you're selling your fan base, unless you want to be a part of the Arch Manning sweepstakes, you are trying to sell your fan base on, we're rolling into this season with Derek Carr. Starting the season with Derek Carr. I'm sorry, Saints fans. We intersect a lot. Like, y'all are part of Pelicans Twitter, too. Man. Okay, so where are we at, by the way, score-wise? Let's see. What's the score now? We're at 6-4 through 6 picks. So Tony threw 6, he had 4. Then we got Memboost, that's 5. I think it's 6. Because we got Cam, Travis, Graham, Genty, Membu. So he's got 5. So Tony's at 5. I am at, still with my early lead. I got Cam, Travis, Carter, Campbell, Graham, Genty, McMillan. So I'm at 7. What? Are they dropping the schedule right now? May 14th is the schedule release. Okay. I appreciate the content. May 14th schedule release. I get it. Okay. Who the fuck are the Bears picking, man? It's now with all three tackles off, it's probably Tyler Warren. I'm a little sad about that, but it's probably Tyler Warren. Probably Tyler Warren. I'm probably going to lose my ability to be hyped and be excited about potential. Like, I'll still be excited with Colston. Don't get me wrong. But it's probably... a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They took Loveland. They took Loveland. Hold up. Yo. 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 Yo, they took, holy shit. Okay. That means there's a chance. That means there's a chance. Oh my gosh. Okay, so to be fair, some of this was getting talked about the last 24, 48 hours of like there was actual competition for tight end one. I still want Tyler Warren. And I am now, there's a chance that he's there. And again, this has been reported multiple times. This is not me. This is reports coming out. Denver's been attached to potentially getting into that 10 through 15 or 11 through 15 range, trading up, moving some picks around if they really like the player. If they really like Tyler Warren, which, again, oh my gosh. There's a chance. We have a chance, folks, because the Niners aren't going to take him. The Cowboys, I doubt, take him. Like, I know the Cowboys want a receiver. I think the Cowboys are going for a Mecca. I think he stylistically fits more the receivers Dak has had success with, even though Matthew Golden is probably a higher rated receiver. The Dolphins don't need anything on offense right now. Like, they've got plenty plus headaches. The Colts, maybe. Man. Man. That's okay. So through the first 10 picks, we both got that one wrong. We got the Saints picks wrong, so we're still sitting here at 7-5. I got 7 of the 10 picks right. Tony got 5 of the first 10 picks right. Man, Tyler Warren's still available. That's crazy to me. That's fucking crazy to me right now. There's a chance. That's all I want is a chance, man. We're going to take a really, really quick break. We'll be back. Oh, my gosh. All right, we are back. Mikael Williams, okay. I'm not mad at this pick. Neither of us got it right, but I'm not mad at this pick. I don't need steam. So this is a nice pick, especially when you consider like he's gonna be playing next to Bosa, or on the other side of Bosa most likely, and so he's obviously not gonna be the main pass rusher. And so having if you have an elite pass rusher, being the second guy a lot of times means you are actually the more impactful guy on a game-to-game basis because you're the one actually getting sacks. Obviously, Bosa's elite, and so he's still gonna get his. And this is true. They're talking about like the Niners, their defensive line was the first position group that got crazy. Like they used to have guy after guy after guy. Where the point of they gave away, I forget the pick now, the Stanford pick that went top 3 pretty early on because they were so stacked at defensive line. That means now Tyler Warren and Will Johnson are both technically on the hey guys who are falling. Because I thought Will Johnson, this was a perfect pick for San Francisco. Let's see. Wow. Okay, so they went guard. Wow. Wow. So this is like a good football pick? I am shocked it's not receiver. This is going to be one of those picks that like Cowboy fans aren't going to love right now, but you might look back in 2 years and be like, oh, we have one of the best guards, best offensive alignment in the league. Man, he's happy as hell. Congrats to him, man. He's happy as hell to be a Cowboy, man. Props. Okay. So this is this is a really good football pick. Where did we have Booker going? Damn, we had Booker down at 27. Did I not have him going in the first? I'm bugging. I'm bugging. I'm bugging. Yeah. I'm bugging. He should have been in the first. I'm bugging. This is, again, guys, look. I will be, and this is my team. Shout out to my great-grandfather, rest in peace. Alabama is my team for college football, and that's for family reasons. I'm not going to really expand on that right now. So shout out to my guy, Tyler Booker. This mock, just take with a grain of salt that I am a pro guy who was trying to do some rush film and trying to organize. I will be more into college football this year, so that will help with my analysis. Because this is bugging. To not have him in the first round, I'm bugging. I admit that. And again, this is a really good football pick. It's just going to be tough to sell the Cowboy fans on this because, like, again, the Cowboys really needed another receiver because their offense can stall out because of only CD. But then again, and probably Jerry Jones in his mind, maybe a last stroke of brilliance of like, when have the Cowboys been great historically? When they've had great offensive lines. You go back to Dak and Zeke. You go back to obviously the Super Bowl teams. Or even with Troy, Emmett, and Michael, those teams had maybe the best offensive line ever. So, again, this is a really good football pick. It's going to be tough. You got to get another receiver, though, in the second round because CD can't run out there with, like, me. He said somebody who loves practice. Does anybody really love practice? I like the Tyler pick. Again, it's not what I would have done, but I like this pick a lot for them. Oh, we're going to have internet issues again. That's what we had. We had issues with the internet the first time. Let's hope not. Man. Again, Tyler, good pick. My bad also on Tyler of just not having you in this round. That's 100% my fault. I can admit when I'm bugging. And I was bugging. So now who's our current faller then? So still Warren, Will Johnson. Do either Warren or Johnson go to the Dolphins? If I'm the Dolphins, pick's already in supposedly. Getting Will Johnson's not a bad pick here. Jalen Ramsey, you're going to disassociate yourself with. I had Barron going here, and so did Tony, but we also both had Will Johnson off the board by this point. So Will still being the top corner in the draft makes a lot of sense to go to Miami, who needs defensive help. Yeah, there's probably an argument that they're also losing. They're going to be doing something about the Tyreek Hill situation, but I don't know if investing another receiver when you still have Waddle there as well. Like if you do get rid of Tyreek, Waddle's theoretically your number one, and you don't need to reinvest immediately in the receiver position. So getting a corner and getting a guy who would have been, without an injury, probably a top 5 pick. This is really great value for Will Johnson. That's interesting. Yeah. So, biggest surprise so far of the first round, obviously, you got to go the Brown, not even pick, but just the Jaguars trading to get Travis. We'll see how that works out. And the Jags are just putting a lot into Trevor Lawrence, which you have to. Trevor was your first pick. He was the generational guy however many years ago. You have to invest as much as you can into him. Well, Colston's. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Grant to Miami. Maybe none of us know what the fuck's going on. Bro. Kenneth Grant. Okay. So Grant. This is another. That's. The Colts already. Okay, so the Colts ran their pick in. So the Colts are excited. The Colts are going to get someone who they probably did not think they were going to have a chance to get. This feels like a reach for Grant. Wow. And now Tony and Will are trying to ruin my day saying Warren's not getting past the Colts. I don't know, man. Probably not, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. 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 I get it. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. I want it. The Tyler Warren dream is gone. Tony did have Tyler to the Colts. I'm just sad. You're gonna have to give me a second. I'm just sad. Because now, both Loveland and Warren are gone. So now if you're Denver, now Omarion Hampton's been linked to Denver a bunch. Just sad. So Denver's probably going running back then? I'm trying to think of who else would be like a smart pick around that time. If I'm curious if Warren okay, now I've got to start thinking. Okay. Do the Broncos go I really like Riley Moss and Jaquan McMillan. If you're Denver, hear me out. Do you move Riley Moss in? Because McMillan is probably going to have to be paid in another year. If Wilt Johnson makes it to 20, I don't think this happens. But now he's our last faller. Do you take him? See, now I'm really like fucked up on what Denver should do. Do you take Will Johnson? That's doubling down on a strength that you probably don't need. Man. But will, with Surtain, move Riley Moss into the slot? Man. See, now you got me messed up with Denver's pick. This was supposed to be an easy draft. Man. Okay. Because the problem that Denver's specifically facing right now, and we'll get back to the other teams here in a second once I start picking again. If you a lot of these guys are all defensive players. Obviously not going to draft Shedeur. They're not going to draft like it's if Hampton's there, I get it. I'm not as crazy on drafting a running back as other Bronco fans because Audric Estime, to me, I really like a lot. And okay, if you're the Falcons, you got to go defense. I chose Luther Burden, and that was because I think the Falcons are a weird franchise. I think nothing about the Falcons makes sense. I think the idea that they're going to do... Yes, Tony's right. This should be a pass rusher or someone on the defensive side of the ball. Oh, look at my dogs. Should be someone on the defensive side of the ball. I just don't believe in this organization. I think they're weird. I think they do stuff that is... Like, we saw the Michael Penix pick last year, obviously. Or if you're Denver, do you hate and do you take Josh Simmons just to hate on the Chiefs so that he doesn't fall that far? Probably not. But it gets closer. I'll get more Denver crazed later. The Falcons are in. The Falcons should be picking. Okay, Jalen Walker, this makes sense. The Falcons need defense. Jalen Walker is a guy who Tony and I both had falling. And I'm sorry, Tony had him going 8. I apologize. I had him falling. I was buying into a lot of the reports that he was slipping on people's big board. The fact this is technically a slip for him, a guy was projected to go top 10. Falcons are getting a hell of a player. This is a smart choice. This is a really smart choice. Yep. This is a good pick. This is a really good pick. Arizona. Who did we have going to Arizona? I had Kelvin Banks. Obviously, he's already off. Tony has Walter Nolan. We flip-flopped these next 2 picks. He thought Banks was going to Cincinnati. And then I had and then Walter Nolan to Arizona. Nolan can still go here. Obviously, Banks can't. I think it's unfortunate that there's not. Again, I've only got him going 2 picks later. I had Josh Simmons potentially going in this range because I do think someone's going to overreach on his talent. Obviously, the injury with the patella is going to be a big turnoff for a lot of teams, but I think someone's going to reach, especially if they need an offensive lineman. And if you're someone like Arizona, you're in the middle of the draft, you're kind of in the worst position. You're not good enough to be a playoff team. You're not bad enough to be a top 3, top 5 pick team. You're iffy on your quarterback who you've already committed a bunch of money to. Like, what direction are you going as a franchise? Because right now it feels a little rudderless. Like, you don't quite know where you're going. You don't quite know what to expect. You like your quarterback. You don't love your quarterback. You have a good record, not a great record. You're not awful, but you're sometimes bad. Like, you're in this 16-17 slot, and it feels drastically different too. Because, like, the Bengals feel like we have our quarterback, we have our 2 receivers. Yeah, we need help on defense, but we can just draft defensive guys. We're gonna be so good on offense, we'll make it work. The Seahawks, they are building again what they got with McDonald. They just traded away, obviously, Geno, and they're moving a different direction. Out of the teams that are in this area, it feels like the Cardinals are in the most no man's land. Again, even when you get to the Bucs are a playoff team. Denver made a playoff team, and everybody else obviously is playoff team. So this pick is, and teams are starting to take a little bit longer. Like, teams are taking now the picks in, but teams are, those first handful of picks, teams were just going boom, 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 get it in. We knew what we wanted. Now you're starting to see teams actually taking part of that clock. So let's see. This feels, though, like Shador is going to be a Steeler. Shador is going to be a Steeler. I don't want Denver to take a receiver. Tet was one thing, because I think Tet is truly a difference maker, but, like, I want Denver to use, like, Court still there, obviously. Mims came on during the last part of the year, and he just used good draft capital on Troy Franklin last year. This would be a good Mike Green pick, too. Oh, Walter Nolan. Okay. Makes sense. Tony nailed this one. This is a good pick. Arizona needs defense. This is a good pick. Again, Arizona's in a funky position, so it's going to be kind of frustrating no matter who they got, but this is a good pick, all things considered. That's a good point. Calais is a vet, is a great vet for Walter to have. That's a great fucking vet to have. Gannon's happy as hell. He's a defensive guy. Gets a defensive tackle. This is the guy who I thought Cincinnati would get because I thought Arizona would go all lineman. Obviously, Kelvin Banks getting drafted in the top 10. Yeah, right? Banks went 9? Yeah, he went 9 to the Saints. That obviously then makes a run on, and that means you're not. The next highest tackle graded is Zabel's on a lot of lists, as well as then you go down to the O-lineman from Ohio State, Josh Simmons. I think Josh Simmons potentially is going to go before Zabel, but again, it's a talent thing. It's, do you think his talent is worth, because when he comes back, he's clearly going to be prospect-wise, he's a better prospect than Zabel. But Zabel doesn't have an injury history, which is huge. Wild. Okay, so that's a good pick. So now if you're Cincinnati, does Cincinnati go Will Johnson? Do the Bengals go Will Johnson? That's not a bad. If the Bengals, that's kind of a steal. If the Bengals get Will, that's a steal. That's got to be in consideration, right? Oh, I should update the score too, because I was going to run out of here. So, through 16 picks, Tony is at now. We got one. We were at 6. Tony was at 5 out of the first 10. No on Will, no on Golden, no on. He got Tyler Warren, so that puts him up to 6. And Walter Nolan 7. So Tony's up to 7. I am up to. I was at 7. Will got no. Emeko got no. Luther, Calvin Banks. Damn, Tony caught up. I'm still at 7 as well. I haven't gotten any of the last several picks right. So we're both at 7 through the first half of the first round. So Tony's correct picks: Cam, Travis, Mason Graham, Genty, Membu, Warren, and Walter Nolan. I got off to a hot start: Cam, Travis, Abdul, Will Campbell, Mason Graham, Genty, and then Tet I got right. That was 7. And have I missed literally every pick since? I got 7 of the first 8 and then missed every pick since. Jackson I was wrong on. Membo I was wrong on. Wrong, and wrong. Wow, perfect. Okay. So I got 7 of the first 8 and haven't hit a pick since. So we're through 16, tied at 7. That's how it goes. Sometimes you get on a run with these things and you're hitting everything right, and sometimes you just get to a point where you can't get shit. Also, for anybody, don't forget to go follow HardFoul Network on Instagram, posting I'm putting out a post tomorrow I'm putting out a post tonight in regards to how many picks we got right and doing a comparative mocks. And tomorrow I've got a cool little graphic coming out. Tony puts a lot of time into this, and that's why I don't want to be disrespectful to the amount of time that, not saying I didn't try, I didn't put in effort, but there's two different levels to this, and that's why I call him the expert. He put in a lot of effort. He has gathered a lot of notes, was watching a lot of film, and so I'm going to be posting that as well, a lot of the notes and stuff that he's taken throughout this process, because you guys know my view that a lot of people get on YouTube, get on podcasts, or even people that are on ESPN or FS1, and they're very casual watchers. They don't really know what they're talking about. They're just personalities. But Tony put in a lot of work with this, and I want that to be not only commended, but also represented and shown what is put into this. Shamar Stewart at 17. Again, this isn't a bad pick by any means. The Cincinnati Bengals need defense, so getting Shamar, this is a really good pick. You just had to go defense. Like, whoever here. Now, there's some real, if the Seahawks go O-line, and I think the Bucs should still take Jahad Campbell, does Denver get, man, that's so enticing. Man, I know I keep talking about Denver and I shouldn't be, but man, that's enticing. Do you put Will Johnson next to Surtain? Man. Man. Shamar Stewart, and if they bring back Trey Hendrickson, that's good bookends. This is very Indianapolis. It's very Colt-like when they had Peyton. Well, Peyton never played for the Colts, but in that imaginary world where people think Peyton Manning played for the Colts for like some weird amount of seasons, I don't know, we all had the same dream. Man, Surtain, this is kind of my hype right now. I'm not going to lie. If Will Johnson makes it, she said Joe Burrow's job got harder, like he was going to be chasing Joe. Man. All right, Seattle's picking. Bro, there's a chance. There's a chance. There's a chance. They might really have. Are they really gonna get? Oh Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe I'm like just dumbing down. Like, defense is obviously not a need for Denver. Denver just had a top 5 defense. Denver just signed Dre Greenlaw, brought in Hufanga. But are we actually going? Oh man. So Tony's got Zabel going here. I had Simmons. Do they go Zabel? It's gonna be tough. Man. Now I'm wondering. They got the biggest in. Okay, Gray Zabel. Okay. Tony got another one. I'm now losing the race. That's fine. I'm down. Man, I ain't got to pick right since the top 8. Oh, shit. I haven't got to fucking pick right since the top 8. But if that means Will Johnson ends up in Denver, I'm okay with that. I'm just going to say, like, that's fine. I could be wrong as hell. Everybody knows my story. I was wrong on Von Miller. I was wrong on Surtain, and I have never been happier to be wrong. Man. Okay, so they got Zabel. It's just the Buccaneers. Man, we got some stuff going on, man. I've been wrong as hell. My mock has been wrong as hell. But again, it's okay to be wrong. And if it benefits, I'll be wrong all day long. Oh, man. Because there's not another tight end you want to take. It's probably a slight reach on receiver. I mean, again, I don't want to see Denver draft a receiver. I don't think it's a position. Not that corner's a position in need, but if I'm going to double down for a guy who, again, was going to be a top 5 pick. Like, Will Johnson would have been a top 5 pick had he come out last year or had not had the injury. Which means this pretty much guarantees also, like, again, Shador is going to be a Steeler. What the other thing Denver's going to be interesting is, does Denver not want to double or triple down on corner, which is valid, and want to trade the pick away because there's another team that wants to get in front of the Steelers to draft Shador? We're going to really see, again, say what you want, put out your mocks, put out your opinions, but like when it's actually time to make a pick, we're going to see how you really feel about these guys when they say 10 minutes to make a selection. I think Shador is going to be a Steeler. It's what I predicted. I also need to get something right in my mock. And man, if they bring in Will, man, that's potentially. How do you throw on him? Like, if you want to ease, especially if you get Will Johnson and then Henderson, the running back from Ohio State, out of this draft, you win. You win. Like, there's no question about it. You win. I like Henderson a lot. I think Denver's problem, because Denver's got a good offensive line. Like, Denver has a good offensive line. So you don't need some crazy running back for their offensive line. They have a great offensive line. You need a guy who is going to follow the line and be more productive than, unfortunately, a very injured Javonte Williams was. And I like Javonte too. I wished it worked out. The reality is it didn't. And part of that reality is he just was hurt. He was never the same player post coming back from injury. Oh, man. I'm also not mad. Again, I don't want to see a receiver. I would prefer them. Nah, I want to actually. No, I'm sorry. Forget this. I really want Will Johnson in. All right. Picks in for Tampa. Man, Will Johnson would be crazy here. Will Johnson would just be crazy. I get it. And you trade McMillan. I know that's going to be unfortunate. McMillan had a great season as a slot corner in Denver, but or even if you trade Riley Moss, maybe there's another team that wants the other white corner in the NFL. There is two of them. I know we all know about the Eagles, but there is two white corners in the NFL. Oh, man. I really want this Will Johnson pick, guys. I am fiending for it. I am. The classic Aaron Rodgers fell video. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, they took a Mecca. That's insane. Like the Bucks took another receiver. That means the Bucks just did it. The Bucks just tripled down on something they already had a good amount of. They've already got two good receivers, Godwin, Evans, and now you get a Mecca in there. Will Johnson needs to be the pick. Come on, guys. Will Johnson needs to be the pick. Will Johnson needs to be the pick. Man. Let's do it. Will Johnson, you are a Denver Bronco. I'm going to do the stupid streamer thing where I get up and excited and shout and just make sure I don't break everything. Come on, man. Come on, man. You got to do it. You got to do it, Denver. You got to do it. Come on. Come on. A guy who would have been. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. This got to be Will. This got to be Will. It's got to be Will Johnson. It's got to be Will Johnson. Come on. Come on. It's got to be Will. It's got to be Will. It's got to be Will. Come on. Broncos, y'all have done a lot of hurtful things to me. Y'all got to do right by me, man. Yeah, I'm going to be wrong on this pick, but I don't care. Will Johnson might be there. Will Johnson's. Now, my whole back half of the draft is also fucked up because we both had a Mecca going late. Well, I had a Mecca going earlier. Oh, my gosh. Like, you can find a running back. You're not going to find corners like Will. Man. Come on, Denver. Come on, Denver. Man. Come on, Denver. Still on the clock. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They're going down to a minute. This is a real conversation. They are discussing. They don't know what the fuck they want to do. Either that or they're trading the pick. Please don't trade the pick. Please don't trade the pick. Take the best player still there. Oh, my gosh. They're having a real conversation, man. Because they know this means they have to get rid of either Jaquan or Riley Moss. But a player like Will, with all due respect to both Riley and McMillan, is worth. Pick is in. Pick is in. We want Will Johnson. That's all I know. We want Will Johnson. And I'm not even looking at the thing. I'm only watching the video. I'm not looking at the pick is in part. So my reaction is going to be delayed on here, but it's okay. 148. We're ready. Come on. I know they want Omarion Hampton, but like, come on. We're just watching. We're not. So my reaction is going to be delayed for you guys watching live. I'm just watching. I'm not looking at the screen. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I can't see the pick is in. I'm watching I'm watching. Let's go. Come on. I want to hear that name. So they... Okay. So... Okay, I don't want to be rude to Barron. Barron, that's a great pick. Will Johnson, I get there's the injury. Oh man. All right. Do we get Shador? Man. I'm still excited for Jedi. I don't want to sound like I had Will rated higher, but again, I understand the injuries. I get all that. Shador's got to go here, man. Pittsburgh, do right. Pittsburgh, do right. This has got to be Shador, man. This has to be Shador, man. It's got to be. It's got to be. Also, Barron potentially playing like everywhere in the secondary is kind of crazy if you think about it. You got to take Shador. If you're the Steelers, you got to do it, man. Wow. 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 are you doing? Who's? The Steelers are fucking tone deaf, man. Wow. 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 If you want to play Aaron Rodgers in 2025, be my guest, man. But that's some tone deaf shit. Man. Man. So this should be the Will Johnson pick, by the way. The Chargers could use help in the secondary, and Will's a Michigan guy. Oh, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. You had. Man. That shit is insane. So Will Johnson should go here to the Chargers, moving off of that. Now it's interesting to see who trades, because you got to assume, I think the Chiefs probably really want Josh Simmons. Again, the talent slash, if obviously, again, you have to deal with his injury, but the Chiefs are probably willing to make a gamble on the talent if it's there, because they need offensive line help. But you're probably going to see a trade now between 30, 31, 32, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles. They're probably the three most complete teams in the NFL. The Eagles and Bills, at least. You're probably going to see someone trade back into the first round, whether that's for Sanders or for Dart. Again, if the Broncos walk away with this draft with Barrett and Henderson, I'm happy. So I got no issues there. We're gonna take a really quick break. Oh man, A lot going on. This is the draft. This is HardFoul Radio. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, so the Chargers are here again. This should be the Will Johnson pick. He's a Michigan guy. Hey, Mel Kiper's really acting his age. Everybody got laptops and iPads. And my man's got like 10 notebooks and just like handwriting. Hey, shout out to Mel for acting his age. He's got a smartphone, but like, it's a lot of just handwriting and books. He's not into the whole laptop. That's just funny. Oh, man. Now they're discussing Shador and the drop. Look, I think there's going to be a lot of teams wrong on Shador Sanders. Be very clear. There's going to be a lot of teams that are wrong on him. There's going to be a lot of teams that passed on him that they're going to go like, damn. They're going to look back in a few years and go, that was stupid. The reality is, and you're kind of talking about this on ESPN right now, he's accurate. He can make decisions. He's used to playing with lesser talent. Like, there's a lot of stuff he does that's just really good for playing the position of quarterback. Who's most likely to trade back up for Shador? That's really going to be the interesting question. Who is most likely to say, hey, because there's a really good chance now he's just going to fall out of the first round. Because nobody else, the Chargers don't need him. The Packers don't need him. The Vikings don't need him. The Texans don't need him. The Rams, the Ravens, the Lions, the Commanders, the Bills, the Chiefs. Like, none of these teams need quarterbacks. So there's no longer a team in the first round that needs a QB. So who trades for him? Wow, the Chargers took Hampton. Wow. What is wrong with Will Johnson? Man, y'all really think the injury is this bad? Wow. They got mad white women as girlfriends, bro. Don't become a meme on Twitter in a few years. Again, I'm not super upset about this. I wasn't as big on Denver taking a running back as a lot of other Bronco fans. I think Henderson in the second round is going to be a good pick. I get the Will Johnson medical concerns. I do. I still just think it's a wild slide for him. Like, because think about it. Because that means Will Johnson, you got to throw in that kind of boat. That means, like, do Will or Josh Simmons go in the first round then? Or is it like that much of a concern? You're medically not going to be cleared, so we're going to try to pay you second round grade, even though you're assumedly a first round talent. Who did I have the Packers taking? Donovan Ezaraku. That's probably a good pick here still. Tony's pick for Michael Williams. Obviously, that's not going to happen. He's already been drafted. Right? I'm not messing up names here. Yeah, Michael Williams went 11 to the 49ers. So, man, look. Or do the Packers take Will Johnson? I know this sounds like a Will Johnson hour, but do they take Will Johnson because Jair Alexander is, I don't remember if it was confirmed or not if he's going to be back. I know there was issues and he wanted, let's see, is Jair Alexander going to be a Packer? Ravens, Jair Alexander in high stakes, 84. Okay, yeah, so he's still there, but most likely is going to be traded. So do you replace him now? Getting a pass rusher by obviously by no means is a bad option either. They're talking about it now. It's like, yeah, it's just, is Will medically, do you think he's going to be able to do it? Oh, yeah, Mike Green's on the table, too. This is where it's a benefit to be a team at the later end of the draft, because you're just basically getting someone's mistake, because someone's going to fall and you're going to have a chance to pick up a much higher than rated prospect. Man. There's still a lot of pass rushers. Still got a bunch of guys in the secondary, whether it's Starks, Will Johnson, Trey Amos is here. You got James Pierce, Ezraku, Mike Green still on the board. Like, there's a lot of players here that you're getting really good value for the pick, that these guys were not supposed to be here. Man. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of pieces left, so a lot of really good players. Again, especially at edge on defense. Matthew Golden is still on the board, which is crazy. I know I had him going late in my mock. The Texans would love Matthew Golden. Yeah, that's my mock pick. I'm trying to win. Packers also. See, a lot of these teams now, you can see there's a lot of uncertainty, because some of these teams in the beginning that were super confident about where their guy was going to go, and now you're seeing towards the end of this first round, a lot more teams are being hesitant. They're not picking right away. I have to dig. This is going to be a really quick 10-second break, but I need to go do something real quick. All right, we're back. Packers still haven't picked. Well, pick is in, but hasn't been announced yet. Man. They got the president to make their pick. Nigga, say the pick. Oh, these. Hey, man, these niggas hate Aaron Rodgers. That's a good pick, though. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. He about to come out to like the loudest ovation ever. They ready for him. Hey, walk a little faster, my guy. The other guys were sprinting. Like, we trying to get through this right now. I'm telling this man to run through. He just got drafted in the NFL. I'm telling him to move faster. So, that's crazy. Okay, so Golden's gone. Who else? That's a good pick, though. I had that going to Houston. I thought it would have been a great hookup with CJ, but Jordan Love. The Packers' problem receiver is that they have a lot of good receivers. There's arguably don't have a great receiver, and he's a guy who could be great. That's a good pick. So now Minnesota's on the clock. That was fun. That was fun. So Minnesota's on the clock. One second. team. Yeah, no, Matthew's got it. I wanted Matthew with CJ. Wow. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yo, bro. That's kind of crazy. No? I guess he's the safer pick between him and Simmons. Oh, shit. Here it goes. Let's see. Is it Dart or is it Shador? Supposedly, Dable's been enamored with Dart. Man. Man, that's crazy. Okay, so now does another team trade up? Oh, they hugging him. Yeah, it looks like Dart's going to be the pick. Man. So then who's going to trade back for Shador? Man. The Browns? This makes sense for the Texans because the Texans probably don't love anybody else that much with a first-round grade. So moving back, they're going to get 34, and they get a third round this year and a third round next year. And that's when you're in their position, when you've already got CJ, who you're going to now. Yes, it's been great on the rookie quarterback contract, but you are now going to have to start, like, you have to look forward to having to pay him. And so he is going to get really expensive really quick here. Oh, it's tough. That's tough. It just, man. I wouldn't take Jackson Dart here. But the rumor is, and the reports are, Dable likes him more than Dart. And again, I've been saying all offseason, if you like the guy, if you think he fits with what you're trying to do it. Not where again, Sean really liked Bo. That's why he went with Bo. And so I can't be a hypocrite. And if Dable, whose job is going to be on the line, if not gone, if he doesn't have a good season this year, if he thinks Dart is the more likely good season than Shedeur, then you got to roll with that. You know, go out swinging with what you believe in. And you might go out swinging. Who knows? We'll see. Do the Rams trade too? Now that because now what's going to be interesting is because since the Giants have traded in, that means if you're another team who's interested in Shedeur, you now know there is teams trading into the draft. Or they're trading back to get a quarterback. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Do the Saints trade back in? Saints, Browns. Atlanta just traded back in. Again, I wouldn't do it, but if that's the guy you want, you go and get him, and you go out swinging on your own merit. are the Falcons trading back for, though? Because if you're the Falcons, you're not trading back for a quarterback. Obviously, you just got Penix. Is there a the Saints should do it? That's wild. Watch the Falcons take Shedeur Sanders. Really just fuck everything up. James Pierce. James Pierce is talented as hell. He's just... Wow. They traded a first-round pick. This got to be... For my mock, this needs to be Starks. Man. James is... James is a crazy talent. I don't know if I'm trading a first round pick, an additional first round pick for him, but I'm gonna do this Ravens pick, and then we're gonna have to get out of here. I'm not gonna be able to stay for the last couple picks in the draft, but man, now the Lions gotta move, right? They gotta trade back because Pierce was the guy for them, in my opinion. That's crazy. Man. Who do the Ravens get? Then we're gonna have to bounce. Man. Pick is in. This is gonna be our last pick. We're not gonna be here for the last 4 picks of the draft. Or I'm sorry, last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks of the draft. Who the Ravens picking, guys? I just need this pick to be in. I need Stark so that I don't totally lose out. The Packers taking a wide receiver in the first round is hilarious. Hey, let's get it. Starks gives me that 8th pick. We had to get something right, man. Let's get it. With that being said, we're not going to be here for the last couple of picks. Again, you can go check out the mocks. Don't forget, HardFoul Radio. We're back here 4:30 in the morning. Appreciate everybody for tuning in that did tune out throughout the live stream. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the morning. Don't forget, group chat, A&M, both dropping this weekend. No 90 feet this week because obviously today's our day to record, and it's the end.